Hi, imagine a moment that changes everything. Betrayal, power, and chaos in all one scene. Yes, I'm talking about Act 3, Scene 1 of the Julius Caesar, the turning point of the play. Struggling with keywords for the ICSE board exams? Stay with me. This video will simplify it for you and give you the edge you need to ace your exams. Welcome back to Concept Clarity with Ajanta Ma'am. I'm Ajanta Ma'am, your trusted guide for mastering English literature and language with lot of experience. Today we are diving into the key words and phrases in Act 3, Scene 1 of the Julius Caesar. A scene that is not just important this year for your exams, but it is also filled with layers of meaning. Let's make this impactful. Ambition. Quote, ambition's debt is paid. In this line, Brutus uses this phrase to justify Caesar's assassination. The word ambition here is loaded with meaning. It reflects how Caesar's supposed desire for power is seen as a threat to Rome. Here's a tip. Highlight this keyword in your answers to show how ambition becomes a justification for murder. Et Brute. Then fall Caesar. These iconic words express Caesar's shock at Brutus's betrayal. The phrase signifies ultimate betrayal and emotional devastation. Why it matters? This line humanizes Caesar, making him a tragic figure, and in your answer, link it to the themes of loyalty and betrayal. Tip: use this quote to show the emotional depth of the scene. Boards love when you combine literary devices and themes. Liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement. Liberty, freedom, tyranny is dead. These words, shouted by the conspirators, symbolize their justification for killing Caesar. They believe they are restoring freedom to Rome, but is it true liberty? An exam hack. Discuss how these words show the conspirators conflicting ideas versus their actions. Use it in answers about irony or political rhetoric. The next quote, which is very important: cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war. Mark Antony's chilling words foreshadow chaos and civil war. The metaphor of dogs of war vividly depicts destruction. Tip: use this phrase to explain how Antony's rhetoric stirs emotions and sets the stage for future conflict. Analyze the impact of his words on the plot of the story, of the play rather. Did you know Shakespeare's keywords in this scene reveal not just the characters' motives but the very soul of the play and keep your analysis very, very sharp? There are more important lines like constant as the northern star. But I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. What does it mean? Caesar compares himself to the northern star, symbolizing his unwavering decisions and belief in his superiority, and this reflects his arrogance and sense of invincibility, that nobody can touch him. Tip: use this key phrase to explain Caesar's tragic flaw and how it contributes to his final downfall. Next quote: No Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause. Will he be satisfied? What is the explanation? The repeated emphasis on Caesar's will showcases his authority and refusal to bend others' demands. Words like kneel and enfranchisement reflect the political tension and the irony as Caesar denies requests for democracy. Tip: highlight how these words underscore Caesar's rigidity, paving the way for his assassination. Ambition shall be made of sterner stuff. Though spoken later by Antony, ambition dominates this scene. Connect it to the themes of power and misjudgment. That is the tip. O mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Mark Antony laments Caesar, who was once mighty, is now dead and powerless. Why it matters? This phrase highlights the theme of mortality and the fall of greatness, a central motif in the play. Board tip: use this to show Antony's rhetorical brilliance in manipulating people's emotions. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Antony's words emphasize Caesar's greatness and foreshadows his revenge. Tip: focus on Antony's use of pathos to influence the plebeians, marking the shift in power and dynamics. Then he says, let me produce his body to the marketplace, and as become a friend, speak in his funeral. Antony's calm and yet manipulative request is extremely strategic. The word produce has a dramatic undertone, and it's not just presenting Caesar but using him as a symbol for rebellion. Tip: highlight how Antony's language sets the stage for his famous funeral speech. Then the seventh one: not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. Though from Brutus's speech later, this phrase reflects his reasoning in this scene. Why it is the key? This phrase shows Brutus's internal conflict and his role as the tragic hero. Brutus, be satisfied. If not, your hands will speak for me. Cassius speaks these words as the tension heightens. The idea of hands speaking is ironic since they will soon kill Caesar. Exam hack: use this to explain foreshadowing and symbolism in Shakespeare's language. This is a man. This was the noblest Roman of them all. Antony's tribute to Brutus, though later, casts light on what true nobility means. Use this linking answers Act 3, Scene 1 to the broader vision of the play. Ides of March. Beware of the Ides of March, climax in this scene, fulfilling Caesar's fate. Highlight dramatic irony. That's your tip. Caesar dismisses the warning only to face his death on the Ides of March. Pair with the themes. Always connect keywords to themes like fate versus free will, loyalty and betrayal, power and corruption. Board will love your answers. Focus on literary devices. Identify metaphors, irony, foreshadowing, and pathos. Stress on the importance of structured answers, citing keywords and quotes directly. Did this video make Shakespeare easy? Subscribe now for more concept clarity that guarantees exam success. Drop a comment with your favorite keyword from this scene. And don't forget to share this video with your classmates. And it's time to ace your ICSE boards together. Thank you for watching.